Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, with another lesson. And this lesson is going to go into, going to be entitled Upgrade. And this is off the inspiration I got this morning from watching the Apostle Gabar's video, which was inspired by a dream that a brother from the New Jersey camp had. You see, it just continuing on in that momentum, you know, of the brother's dream, of how that in his dream we were upgraded and the angel was just breaking it down to him of what we're about to come into. And this is our hope, man. This is what we look forward to. We're not looking forward to continuing on in America forever. We're not looking forward to Esau ruling over us forever, man. His empire lasting forever. We're looking forward to all the promises that the Most High has made unto us, going all the way back to what he promised unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what this thing is about. You see, and the Most High has risen the remnant up through his Holy Spirit by way of his son Yahweh Shai to fight for the promises. You see? And that brother's dream just let us know. It was just more reassurance that everything the Most High said he was going to do is going to be done. You see? And that's why we constantly go over these things, man. Because the Most High spoke it, so it's got to happen. Now, what does the Most High tell us through the mouth of the prophets, man? That an upgrade is coming. Now, the Apostle Gabar went into what? Having our bodies changed, as it tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, how we're going to be changed, coming to those new immortal bodies to be taken away from this sinful flesh. You see? And with that being done, that allows us to access the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And that fulfills all the promises that the Most High has made unto us, man. But we have to be changed first. That upgrade has to come. Now it tells us what? In Isaiah 64:4, it says what? For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O Most High, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waited for him. So the upgrade that we're about to come into, it can't even be comprehended, man. Now we can try to imagine these things, try to envision these things to the best of our ability, being in our low condition. But to understand the fullness of what it's going to be when we're brought into it, hey, this is something that we can't even comprehend right now, fully comprehend. That's how great it's going to be. And that's what the brother was saying in his dream, that the angel was breaking it down to how, to breaking it down to him of what it's going to be when we're brought into it, what we have awaiting us. And we, it can't even be, you know, comprehended in this mortal flesh, man. That's how great it's going to be. You see? That's how great it's going to be. Oh, and it tells us that in Romans, real quick, 8, and we'll start at 17. It says what? Romans 8 and 17, if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. You see that? And just like the elder Apostle Gabar was going into, having to what? Bear our cross every day, continuing on in this fight of faith, man. Not dropping the plow, continuing to do the work, continuing to go on the highways and byways, as we've been commanded to do. That's a part of the suffering, man. The ailments we go through in this flesh, the wicked thoughts that come through our mind that we have to rebuke in the name of Yahweh Shai, these are all a part of the sufferings, man. And then we got the persecution that's coming down. Where our enemies are going to come up against us, saying all manner of things falsely against us for Yahweh Shai's name, so we have to endure all that. And like Yahweh Shai told us, man, he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Saved and brought into what? Brought into Yahweh Shai's glory, to be co-heirs with him, as the Most High has promised, to fulfill those promises made unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which goes into us what? Being upgraded, taken from this low condition, taken from the state of poverty, taken from the state of oppression. You see, taken from all the ailments that we suffer through on a daily basis, man. You see? That's what's about to be done for the nation of Israel, beginning with the remnant. Now it goes on to say in verse 18, it says what? For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So all the shit we going through now, it doesn't compare to what it's going to be once we're brought into that glory, man. It can't, the glory we're about to be brought into can't even be comprehended. There's not even words to explain what we're about to be brought into. But it's going to be on a whole different level, a level this world has not seen before, man. That's how great it's going to be. And we know it's going to be great because we know the Most High. The Most High is the ultimate Jake. The Most High has all the flavor. That's how we get our flavor. We get that from our Father. And you see how far out the Most High's creation of the planet Earth is, man. You look at some of these animals and all this beauty that the Most High set up on this planet. Look, man, what he's going to do for his children, his sons, you see, and his daughters, it's going to be his greatest work, man. And you have to keep that in mind. So that's why you have to continue to go over these things that the Most High has promised. So you have to continue to read over these blessings and the oath that the Most High made, man. So you can keep that fresh, knowing and understanding that you have something to fight for, that America is not the end all be all. You see? And we have an upgrade coming as a people, man, which can't even be comprehended. And the brother was saying in the dream how the angel was breaking it down to him, man, and his mind was blown. You see? His mind was blown, man. The angel was just excited about what we're about to be brought into. It's gonna be a whole different level, man. You see Esau here in the earth flourishing, and he got everything that he got, you know what I'm saying? That shit is gonna pale in comparison to what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gonna bring his children into, as it told us in Isaiah 64:4. Nothing we've seen on this earth compares to what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gonna do for the children of Israel, man, according to the promises made unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So what I want to do, so I might have to do this in two parts. You know, just go into the blessings, because that's what we have waiting for us, man. Matter of fact, before we do that, let's show you what gives us access to those blessings, because that's what it's about first and foremost, us being brought into that complete and us being brought into complete righteousness. And that's going to be done by way of what? Us being brought into that second covenant by way of our Lord Yahweh Shai. So this is Hebrews 8. In 7, it says a new covenant. And this all goes back to a promise that the Most High made unto our forefather Abraham, of his children, of his seed being brought into an everlasting covenant. The Most High was alluding to us being brought into immortality. You see, and that's going to be done through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. It's the only way we're brought into everlasting life, as Yahweh Shai constantly told you when he was here doing his ministry. He that believeth upon me in the last day, I shall raise him up into everlasting life. That's what Yahweh Shai was talking about, man. You see? Through our faith that we've been blessed with to believe in him, that's what's going to cause us to be brought into everlasting life. And what is that? What does that mean? That means we're going to be brought into the second covenant, where we never sin again. You see, we never transgressed the Most High's laws. We never sinned, so that means we will never die. And with us being brought into that state, that gives us access to the blessings that we read about in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14, which brings us into an existence the world has never seen before. A complete upgrade, a complete... I don't even know a word that can fully describe what it's going to be. But this is Hebrews 8 and 7. It says what? A new covenant, which it precepts back to Jeremiah 31 and 31 through 34, which completely cuts the pagan Roman Catholic Christian church, which tells you that the Old Testament is done away with. And that's not the case. There are still prophecies that need to be fulfilled, including the promises. You see? Because if the Old Testament was done away with, why would the Apostle Paul be quoting from the Old Testament? Why would Yahushua and the apostles be quoting from the Old Testament? Because that Old Testament goes hand in hand with what they were speaking in the New Testament. I mean, because that's what they were teaching. The gospel. Bringing our people, bringing the remnant of our people back into remembrance of all the things the Most High has promised to do for us. You see, that he's going to uphold and keep according to that oath that he made. Right? That's what the angel was reassuring the brother in that dream, that the Most High is going to keep that oath. And that's what we're here to do. To constantly reiterate and repeat this over and over and over again so it can what? Stay fresh in the mind of the remnant, man, the true believers. So Hebrews 8 and 7 says what? For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to that covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. So that's what brought us into that low condition. And we constantly go over that. That's very important to understand. The reason we find ourselves in this low condition with our enemies ruling over us and we having nothing to our name, even if you got a business or you got a house or a car or whatever you got, your children, your woman, it don't belong to you. We find ourselves in that low condition having nothing to our names because what? Having the last name of our slave owners, slave masters. We find ourselves in that condition or this condition because what? We disobeyed the Most High and we broke his first covenant. So he put the curses upon us. You see? But the angel reassured the brother in his dream, hold on. That change is coming, man. That upgrade is coming. Because it was never meant for us to be in this condition forever. As the Most High tells you in Jeremiah 29 and 11, I know the thoughts that I think toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. What's the expected end? Everything the Most High has promised to do, you see, for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what this thing is about, man. Us being finally brought into the fullness of our inheritance, man. And us having the Holy Spirit is evident that the Most High is going to do exactly what he promised to do. Us having this wisdom, knowledge, understanding is the evidence for us to know that everything the Most High promised he was going to give us, he's going to do it. Because the Holy Spirit is what? The earnest of our inheritance. This is the beginning portion of us receiving the rest of our inheritance as the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Which includes us being brought into what? That second covenant. As we're reading about, right? Verse 10 says what? For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people, just like he told Abraham he would do. This all goes back to a promise, which has not been disannulled, which has not been canceled, which the Most High has not forgotten. He's going to bring us into everything that he's promised unto our forefathers, man. To bring us into the fullness of righteousness. You see? Where we never sin again, where we never go off again. to walk in the law, statutes, and commandments in perfection. You see? And that's what the remnant, we're longer for that, man. Because that's what's going to cause us to be healed fully. That's what Yahweh Shai is bringing up to us. As it tells us in Malachi 4:2, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. What's the healing, man? Yahweh Shai coming to upgrade us and bring us into that second covenant. Being healed from all ailments. Right now, my knees and elbows hurting and shit. You see, and I'm a young man. Brothers are young down here. 34 years old, 24 years old, body failing. You see? Fucked up down here. Yahweh Shai is coming to take us from all this, man. Just like the Most High promised. No more pain, no more sorrow, no more tears, no more death. That's what the Most High has promised for the Israelites. Yahweh Shai is bringing that by bringing us into that second covenant, which is causing us to be fully upgraded into Godhood, man. You see? Immortality. It says what? And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And it's going to be beautiful, man. Finally. You know, and we all about the remnant, but ultimately our entire nation is going to be brought into this, and we going to love to see it. Because we want all of our nation to be healed, and they will be eventually, but we know and understand that the two-thirds must die and be reincarnated into the kingdom, man. Let me say it like this. The 2/3 and the rebels of our people, you see, who are scattered all throughout the earth, they're going to have to die to be reborn into the kingdom in their right mind. You see? But eventually, all Israel shall be saved, man. And that all goes back to the promise. The entire nation is going to be upgraded and put back into their right minds, man. It is going to be a beautiful thing. So we go back to Hebrews 8. And we're going to go to verse 11. It says, and they shall not teach every man his brother and every man his... I'm sorry. Hebrews 8:11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahweh, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. And that cuts you idiots who are out here talking about we're up under the second covenant already. How? When you still get our men out here being homos, our women out here being sluts and harlots and lesbians, you see? You still got Israelites out here doing drugs, man. Overdosing on fentanyl and methamphetamine. You got our people out here still being drug dealers, pimps, you see? Murderers. Israel is not up under the second covenant, because if they were, I wouldn't have to do this video right now, because there's going to be no more teaching once the nation is brought into the second covenant. Us having to teach these scriptures wouldn't be a thing for the Israelites. The only people who are going to have to be taught the righteous ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will be the heathen nations, as it tells you in Isaiah chapter 2, you see, and Micah chapter 4. You see that? No Israelite will have to be taught ever again once we start to transition fully into that second covenant. You see, which begins with the remnant being brought into it first and foremost, and then all the rebels of our people being reborn through the remnant. They'll be born in their right mind. They won't have to be taught. Ain't gonna be no camps in the kingdom where you standing on the highways and byways. You see? That wouldn't be a thing up under the second covenant. So that's a cut to you guys. You see? Because all of Israel is going to know the Most High eventually. That hasn't happened yet. Verse 12 says what? For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. You see that? He's not going to remember our rebellion once we're in that second covenant, man. You see that? That hasn't happened yet, because now we're entering into a time of judgment where the wicked of our people, they're about to be judged and put to death because of what? Because their sin and their iniquity, because of their rebellion against the Most High. The final time of judgment for the Israelites. You see? Verse 13 says what? In that he saith a new covenant, he hath made the first old, now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. And this is what we're in the process of. We're in the process of this right now. We're in the transitioning stage. You see, we're being brought into the second covenant. Every day that passes by is a day closer to the remnant being brought into the fullness of the second covenant, man. Leaving that first covenant behind to be forgotten. You see? Now, once we're brought into that second covenant, that opens up the access to what we read about in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. And this is the complete upgrade of the nation of Israel, beginning with the remnant. This is us being brought into Yahweh's glory to be made co-heirs with him. That's what we're reading about right here in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. Those blessings, man. And it all goes back to what the Most High promised to do for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. A promise that will not be forgotten. A promise that will not be disannulled. A promise that will not be canceled out according, you see, to what those pagan Roman Catholic Christians want to tell you. You see, the Most High hasn't forgotten what he said he was going to do. It's not for all people. It's only for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. As it is written, thus saith the Lord. Now, Deuteronomy 28 and 1, it says what? And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day. You see that? That Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. And that's going to be fully fulfilled once we're brought into that second covenant. Because as we read, the Most High is going to put the laws in us and we're going to walk in perfection. And that's going to grant us access to what we read about here in Deuteronomy 28. This is something that we won't be able to fully fulfill until we brought into that second covenant. Now, we had a small glimpse of it during the time of King David and King Solomon. But we weren't fully righteous at that point. We were still in these fleshly bodies. You see? So the fullness of this is going to happen once we're upgraded by our Lord Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we be a part of those first fruit spirits to partake in this, man. That's when we're going to come into what? The fullness of our rulership, having the heathen up under our foot, man. Being supreme above all nations. You see? This is what the angel was alluding to in that brother's dream. Everything that we have waiting for us, man, according to what the Most High has promised. Verse 2 says what? And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power. Once we're in that second covenant, we have no choice but to be perfect, because that's what the Most High is going to program us to do. Just like the Most High made us subject unto vanity, he's going to make us subject unto righteousness up under that second covenant. You see? Which grants us access to the blessings, which brings us into an existence that we can't even comprehend, man. It can't even find the words to accurately describe what it's going to be. Even though we talk about how big our palace is going to be and what material is going to be made out of and how we want our incense to burn and how we want our wine cellar set up, and you know what I'm saying, we want this type of vegetable cultivated by this people and these type of garment. Like we sit around and we think about that, man. We meditate on those things. But it still doesn't even scratch the surface of what it's really gonna be. Man, I remember the other Arya Naza from the Dallas camp. The other Arya Naza from the Dallas camp, man, he said his I can't remember if he said it was him. No, he said it was him. He said he had a dream that he was in his palace in the kingdom, and he was in his grandchildren's room, and it was just a room full of it was like a gold room, and the beds, like the sleeping arrangement for the children in the walls, it was like cut out of the walls, and the walls were like pure gold, and the fucking stones was in the wall, and it looked like the stones were just melting into the wall, man. I was like, damn, you know, and that's, I can see that, but that still doesn't even come close to what it's really gonna be. Now that's a beautiful vision the brother had, cause I can actually picture that all his grandchildren around, they flying around and playing and shit, you know, and that room just glistening with gold, with the stones just looking like it's melting into the walls. Man, come on, man. The kingdom is gonna be on an even higher level than that. You see? This is what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is going to bring us into, man. This is something the world has never seen before. They look at all these fucking rich billionaires and trillionaires and think they got it. Nah. You see, what they got is going to fall way short of what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is bringing us into. Everything these Israelites are out here selling their souls for, it doesn't compare to what we're fighting and laboring for, man. You see? It doesn't even compare. It doesn't even come close to what the remnant is fighting and laboring for through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. You see? Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. So Deuteronomy 28:3, it says what? Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, which goes into our children. And we know we're going to have children beyond number in the kingdom of heaven, man. No matter how much you Israelite women hate to hear it, we're going to have multiple wives so we can have children beyond number to fulfill a promise the Most High made unto our forefather Abraham and to our forefather Isaac and to our forefather Jacob of what? Of the seed of Israel being as the sand of the sea for number, as the stars of heaven for multitude. That's going to be done by the Israelite man having multiple wives, you see, in the kingdom of heaven, so we can bring forth those children to fulfill the promise the Most High made. You women, you see, are so gone off of that, you are trying to deny it. Basically, you calling the Most High a liar if you think that's not going to happen. You see? Our children are going to be blessed, and we're going to have multiple wives to bring these children forth, and they're going to be healthy, no sickness, no more birth defects, no more stillborns, no more miscarriages. Every single child is going to be born completely perfect in his right mind, you see? And it's going to be beautiful, and you women going to love it. You're going to be back in your right mind, you see, taken out of that fucking crazy Babylonian way of thinking, to be put into a royal way of thinking, man. Thinking as a princess of Israel, man. You see? Completely washed from all the filth that you've ingested here in Babylon the Great. So it says what? Deuteronomy 28:4. Blessed shall thou be in the... I'm sorry. Deuteronomy 28:4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground, our vegetation, our vineyards, our vegetables. Gonna grow big and strong and healthy, just like it did in the ancient world. Remember when the spies went to spot the land of Canaan before we went in and took it over? They told you they seen two big ass Hamites carrying a cluster of grapes. One cluster of grapes, it took 2 men to carry it, and that was during, you'll see, that was before we went into the land of Canaan. How much more when the Most High rejuvenates our land, you see, and makes it better than when he first created the Garden of Eden. Just imagine, man. No more GMOs. the fruit of the herb and the fruit of the vegetables is going to be in itself to keep replenishing. So there will never be a lack of food, never a famine. Just blessed, man. It goes on to say what? And the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Our cattle, man, we're gonna have livestock beyond number, innumerable. It's gonna always and constantly replenish without us having to do anything, man. So that's true riches right there. Not this bullshit they give you here in Esau society, this fiat currency, these paper dollars. That's not wealth. Those are not riches, man. What Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has promised to bring us into, that's true wealth, man. And it's going to be generational. Everlasting, eternal, generational wealth is what we're about to come into, man. You see? Verse 5 says what? Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yahweh shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. And once we come into the fullness of that upgrade, the nations won't dare try to raise a hand up against us. Now we know when we come out of those chariots, as it tells us in Revelation 21, that they're going to put up a little bit of a fight, because they're not going to just go down and let us bring them into captivity. We're going to have to put foot to ass. But once they witness that power and experience that power that we're going to be brought into, hey, ain't going to be no more fighting, because they're going to know there's nothing that we can do against these people. You see? That's the type of power that the Most High is about to bring us into. That's the type of glory we're going to have in the world to come, man. Our world. You see? Verse 8 says what? Yahweh shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. Everything we do is going to flourish. Everything we do in the kingdom of heaven is going to be blessed. You see, whatever venture we take on, whatever thing we decide to do in the kingdom, it's always going to be blessed. It's always going to be perfect. It's always going to be how we want it to be. This is why the angel told that brother in the dream to hold on. You see? Because we long for these things, man. We try to do things on this side, and we know it ain't going to be fully perfect. You're going to have your ups and downs on whatever venture you partake in here on this side. But in the kingdom of heaven, it's always going to be up. Always. Everything we touch. You see? Everything we touch, everything we do is going to be blessed. It's going to be blessed, man. You see? The reason it's not on this side because what? We're up under the curses. And it don't always fully go your way on this side. And the Most High does give you victories on this side, but it's not for you to be just up like we see, who can I name? Like this nigga Jay-Z. Got all the money in the world, but all that shit is about to end. He had to do wickedness to get it. You see? And he's had ventures where that shit flopped. And the reason they flopped because what? We're still up under the curses. We're still Israelites. In the kingdom, that won't be a thing, man. Ain't gonna be no bankruptcy or getting your chariot repoed. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, pull up to your house with a damn tow truck and start pulling your whip down the street, man. Ain't gonna be none of that in the kingdom of heaven. Late on rent, late on light bill, water bill. Ain't gonna be no more of that shit, man. That's only a condition that we suffer here in Babylon. And that's a condition that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to take us from, man. He's about to bring us out of this. And that's what we're fighting for. And that's why we go so fucking hard the way we go, because we know what we have coming, man. Like it tells you. Let me get it real quick. This is Proverbs. No. Hold up. Is it 29? I know it was in 29. Proverbs 29 and 18, it says what? Where there is no vision, the people perish. And this is what's happening to 2/3 of our people here in the land of America. This is what's happening to the rebellions of our people all throughout the world. They think this system up under Esau is what is going to be forever. They don't see anything else. And that's why when this man comes with that damn MOTB like we know he's coming with, they're going to fall for it and perish because what? Their hope was in Esau ruling forever. The 2/3 of our people here in the land of America. When Esau comes with that MOTD and makes it mandatory, they're going to fall for it and they're going to be destroyed with this place. Because what? They didn't have a vision of the kingdom of heaven. They didn't have a vision of a higher glory, of a higher existence. Their whole vision starts and ends with Babylon the Great being here forever. And we know, according to the Most High's will, that's not the case. You see? See, we don't have a vision of this place going on forever. We have a vision of the kingdom of heaven. We have a, what does it tell us? Let me finish this real quick, man. Proverbs 29:18, it says what? Where there is no vision, the people perisheth, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. The main point is what? If you have no vision of what comes later, you have nothing to fight for. You have no hope in nothing. Your hope is fully set in Babylon the Great, and we know and understand that who's ever hoping in this place continuing on forever, they honestly have no hope. Because as it tells us, as our forefather King David told us, you see, in his reincarnation as the Apostle Peter, Second Peter chapter 3 verse 13 says what? Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, whose promise? The Most High God Yahweh's promise. Look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. This is our vision. This is what we're longing for. This is why we're fighting so fucking hard day in and day out to continue on in this good fight of faith. Doing these videos every day, going on the highways and byways every week, instant, in season, out of season, all year round. Because we have a vision of a greater glory coming, man. And it's all according to what the Most High has promised. And if you want to put money on anything in this world, you can put money that on that the Most High is going to fulfill every word that he's spoken. And he has a proven track record to be faithful and true, man. You see? That's where our hope lies, man. And we're not going to be moving, you see, from that, Lord willing. But going back, Proverbs 28. And 8, it says what? Yahweh shall command thee blessing upon thee and thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto. Just imagine that everything you do for the rest of the time, just blessed. Just perfect, all day, every day. No flaws, no blemishes, just perfect. Perfect. Everything you do is perfect. The way you walk, the way you talk, you're going to speak Hebrew in perfection. No more stammering lips, no more stuttering, man. You see? Just everything is perfect. When we create artwork, it's going to be perfect. You see? We're going to raise our children in perfection. Our households are going to be perfect, perfectly in order. Call halal Yahweh Shemi Awashah. It says what? And he shall bless thee in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee. What land is that? The land that he promised unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for an everlasting possession. That he promised he would bring his seed into. The land between that spans from the Nile River to the Euphrates River, and whatever other land the Most High is going to add unto it after this destruction happens, that's what's going to be our land, and we're going to rule the planet Earth from there. You see? The headquarters of the universal kingdom of heaven. You see? Call Allah Yahweh Shemi Awashah, verse 9. It says what? Yahweh shall establish thee in holy people unto himself, as he have sworn unto thee. Going back to what? The oath that he made unto our forefather Abraham. If thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy power and walk in his ways, which won't be hard to do once we're brought into that second covenant. You see? It begins with that. It begins with us being upgraded and brought into complete righteousness, and that's what opens up the access to everything we're reading about right here, man. And some guys can't seem to understand that. They think it's about what? Getting some goddamn YouTube clout, and it's not about that, man. It is about longing for Yahweh Shah to make us completely righteous, and then we get all the fame and all the glory and all the riches and the desires of our heart. Everything we want, we're going to have it in great abundance. You see? According to what the Most High has promised. Verse 10 says what? And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahweh, and shall be afraid of thee. Because what? Hey, they're going to witness our glory and how the Most High is going to exalt us, and it's going to put fear on them, because they're going to know, you see, and fully understand in that time that these are God's people. Because they look down on us now. They don't believe a damn thing we're saying. You niggers, God's people. Ha! How dare you? God's people wouldn't be black people. That's how these motherfuckers look at us, man. How dare you insult God like that by saying that you're his people? That's the type of attitude that Vocab Malone has toward us. But I'm telling you this right now, you damn 48er. Once you're reborn into the kingdom of heaven, you're going to witness our glory. And it's going to strike fear in you. You see? And we're going to torment you, damn devils. You see, until our heart's content, as the Most High has promised us. Oh, you will be very afraid of us in the times to come. You see? Verse 11 says what? And Yahweh thy power, Salaki, and Yahweh shall make thee plenteous in goods, whatever we want. The best garments, the best footwear, the best jewelry. You see? The best jewels. The best material to build our palaces. You see? The best of everything. And Yahweh shall make thee plenteous in goods, and the fruit of thy body. There it is. We're going to be plenteous in the children that we bring forth with our multiple wives. For all you sisters in the back who got a problem with that. You see that? So we're going to be plenteous in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers to give thee. And it wasn't no damn America that the Most High promised to give unto our fathers, man. The only thing that's promised to come to America is nuclear destruction. You see, the land that the Most High promised unto our fathers is the land in the east, the garden eastward in Eden. You see? Verse 12. Yahweh shall open unto thee his good treasure. Just imagine, man. He gonna open up, like, bro, we gonna be fully tapped back in with the Most High. And it tells you in Isaiah 65, we're gonna be praying to the Most High, and he gonna fulfill the prayer before we even finish. So I have to do a second part to this, because it just goes on, man. The Most High is about to shower us in blessings forevermore. Do you understand? We're gonna be everlasting guys on earth, fully tapped back into our power through our Lord Yahweh Shai, and he's just gonna shower us with blessings forever, for all eternity, man. Never gonna want for anything ever again. That's why we have to hold on, man, because what we have coming, you see, what we have coming, man, it can't be fully comprehended until we're brought into that upgrade, until we're brought into that glory. So Deuteronomy 28:12, it says, Yahweh shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, so our land can flourish and be fruitful. You see? Be very green with vegetation. Man, listen, man. You see? And to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. That's when we're going to be the bank, man. We don't need no damn bank on this side. We're going to be the bank in the kingdom of heaven. The heathen will have to come to us for loans. We're going to control all the resources and all the wealth in the earth. You see? And we're going to lend to the nations as we see fit. Just like they do unto us right now. You Amalekites, you don't get shit. You 1948ers, you fucking Israelis, you don't get a goddamn dime. You see? You don't get nothing. You see, you lucky you'll be lucky to get a damn a full meal from us. Just enough to keep you going until the next day. Because that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do to you damn 1948ers, man, for all the hell that you put on us. You see? But we're going to be the bank in the kingdom, man. Ain't going to be no more need to take out loans for us. Car loan and fucking house loan, all that shit we have to do now. That's going to be a thing of the past once we're taken from this low condition. Verse 13 says what? And Yahweh shall make thee the head and not the tail. And we find ourselves in a reverse position right now. We're the tail and not the head. You see? And and why have we been put here? So when the Most High takes us from this low condition, his name can be magnified. He's going to be exalted in the earth by him taking his children out of this low condition and bringing us into the fullness of all glory. Because none of these people believe that we're going to be taken from this condition. Once again, they don't believe a damn thing we're telling them. They don't believe it. They don't see it. So when it happens, and we're brought into the fullness of the glory that the Most High has prepared to bring us into, he's going to be exalted and magnified. You see? Because only the Most High can take us from this condition and bring us into what he's about to bring us into. You see? Deuteronomy 28:13, it says what? And Yahweh shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only for the rest, for everlasting. You see? For eternity. We're only going to be above. Showing you that this shit we're going through right now is temporary, man. It's only temporary. What we have reserved, waiting for us, that's what's eternal, man. Got to keep that in mind when we going through the shit we go through on a daily basis. Because sometimes it gets heavy, man. Satan tries to come and make you lose sight of what's really important, man. It gets like that for brothers sometimes. But you have to keep in remembrance what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah has planned for us. You see? It says what? And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And once again, it's going to be very easy to do that once Yahweh Shah brings us into the fullness of that second covenant. That's what allows us to have access to what we're reading here in Deuteronomy 28. You see? It says what? Verse 14, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. And that won't even be a thought in our mind once we're brought into that second covenant fully. You see? Because we're going to go all throughout. Hey, we're going to be brought into the full righteousness that the Most High has prepared to bring us into. And we're going to go all throughout this planet Earth, destroying all the fucking false idols of the heathen nations. We're going to beat righteousness, and we're going to beat righteousness into these nations, man. Ain't no other God gonna be mentioned in the earth. And if we catch you uttering the name of another God in the earth, we're gonna put your ass to death. You see? And then it'll get to the point to where it's so much fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah in the earth, the heathen will put an idolater to death according to the law. That's what we're instilling back in the earth, the fear of the Most High. Righteousness, man. In our everlasting kingdom that the Most High has promised to bring us into. That's what we have prepared for us, man. That's what we have to continue to wait for. That's what we have to continue to fight for. You see, and never lose sight of the vision, man, no matter what the fuck we're going through. You see? Keep fighting, man, because we have great glory coming, all according to what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has promised us. And so with that, man, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Abba.